Kagi. Great. It's fantastic to be here this morning and to be talking to you about the exciting world of mobile apps. As you just heard, we are extremely excited and incredibly optimistic about the opportunity in Indonesia. What excites me the most probably is the fact that despite all the growth that this country has seen over the last few years, there is tremendous headroom for us to grow. Right? And Android is going to be at the forefront of that growth. As more and more Indonesians get access to smartphones, they will increasingly rely on their phones to consume content, to buy goods and services, to book travel, to entertain themselves, to play games, and that means a lot more opportunities for everybody in this room, right? So at Google Play, one of our most important objectives is to empower you all, our developers and our partners, to create high-quality apps, high-quality games that improve lives, that solve problems, that entertain users and delight users, and in the process, help you create financially scalable, successful businesses worldwide, right? So today, the objective of my session is to actually talk to you about some of the work that we're doing in this space and also share with you some strategies that we believe you should consider as you think about scaling your presence in the mobile world. So let's jump right in and start by looking at the incredible momentum that we're seeing across the Android and Play ecosystem globally. With Android today, you have access to an unparalleled market worldwide. There are more than 1.4 billion active Android devices globally. 400 OEMs and 500 carriers are developing for Android. So all this comes together to create a very large and growing commercial opportunity. You can today distribute your apps globally in more than 190 countries. You can sell your apps in more than 130 countries. You can actually have local pricing in 65 countries. So the opportunity is truly tremendous and global. Now, what's the impact of all of this? What's it doing to the developer community? Well, a lot. $7 billion. $7 billion is what we paid out to developers globally in 2014, and I'm super excited about the new numbers, which I'm sure we'll release at some time. Clearly, this is a testament to the great quality work that you all are doing on Play and Android globally. Right, so what does it take? What does it take to be successful on this platform and to be a very active player and participant in this mobile app economy? I'm going to talk to you about three things that I believe you all care deeply about. Right. Firstly, how do you start the process by thinking about creating good quality apps, good quality games that users will not just want to install, but would want to come back and keep on coming back to engage and re-engage. Secondly, how to think about user acquisition, both organically as well as through paid channels in case you use any. And going a step further, how do you think about retention and engagement? Because clearly, long-term sustained success is dependent on retention. You need to make sure that people are coming back and engaging with your content again and again and again. And finally, it's all about making money, as Veronica said, right? So how do we unlock newer and more innovative monetization channels for you to create globally successful businesses? Sounds good? Yeah? Awesome. Fantastic. Just a show of hands, how many people here are developing primarily for users in Indonesia? Okay. And how many of you are targeting users outside Indonesia? Okay, so we've got a mixed audience, which is great. Again, another show of hands. How many people here are developing games? All right, and I guess the rest are apps. Awesome. So great audience. I'm sure everybody will have something to take back from this session. So let's start with the first one. If there's one thing that I want you to take back after the session today is the fact that quality lies at the heart of success on Google Play. Period. Right. Time and again, we found that high-quality apps get ranked higher, get rated higher, and make a lot more money. We actually looked at a number of apps, in fact, the entire Play ecosystem of apps, and we put them in different groups based on their ratings. right? And ratings, as you all know, are an important public signal of quality. What we find is that, what we believe to be true, which is that more highly rated apps make more money. Apps in the 4 to 5 star bucket end up making 4 times more money than those apps in the 3 to 4 star bucket. And those in the 3 to 4 star bucket end up making 9 times more money than 2 to 3 stars. So clearly, I think quality is a very, very important goal, not just because it's good for users, but because it translates into very specific, positive business outcomes for you, right? Let's take a deeper look at quality, and let's think about some of the key nuances there, right? So what we actually did, we also looked at a bunch of 1-star reviews, right? We actually looked at a pool of apps that got 1-star reviews on Google Play. And we found that more than half of the reasons behind those 1-star reviews were related to quality, crashes, bugs, slow network, etc. There's another interesting piece of analysis which we did. We found that more than 80% of users will actually not come back to your app after 2 early stage crashes, which means that the window of opportunity that you have to connect meaningfully with users is relatively limited, right? So clearly quality becomes very, very important. The good thing is a lot of these quality issues are addressable and can be preemptively addressed through a rigorous approach to testing. Another show of hands. How many people here have heard about alpha beta testing on Google Play? Okay, good. So about probably 20%. How many of you actually use alpha beta testing? Awesome, good. In case you don't, you should be using it. I'll tell you why. Alpha beta testing and staged rollouts are 2 extremely powerful testing tools that are available to you through the developer console, absolutely free of cost, and can make the quality of your apps actually a lot richer. Through alpha and beta testing, what you can do is you can roll out early versions of your app or your game to a group of trusted testers and early adopters and actually get feedback from them as part of your launch process. This helps you get feedback, address any performance concerns, and mitigate any risks that you may have as part of the launch. Now, we all care about ratings, reviews, right? And we also know that during the launch, typically, things can go wrong, right? And users may not be very happy. Well, the good news is that during alpha and beta testing, users can't publicly rate or review your app, which means that you can actually run these tests without worrying about negative reviews or low ratings. Right? The other interesting thing about alpha beta testing that we've launched recently is that now you have the ability to keep it as open as you want or restrict it to a select group of users. So if you already know there are these 200 users that are going to be part of your early tester program, you can use your email addresses and add them to a beta group. Or you can keep it as open as you want and share the link widely with the larger user base across Play. The choice is yours. The next step is staged rollouts. Now, staged rollouts, what they do is essentially allow you to roll out updates and new versions of your app progressively to a larger and larger audience and a larger part of your user base. Again, the good thing is you are able to preempt any performance issues, any crashes, risks, etc. before a full commercial rollout. So these are some very, very powerful tools which are available to you to ensure, make sure you use them, make sure you leverage them. And let me give you another interesting insight, which is not there on the slide. Like I said, everybody cares about ratings, right? The average, but the 100,000 plus apps that on Play that use beta testing actually have an average rating of 4.2. Right? So if you needed another reason to do alpha beta testing, that's it. Chances are that you will be able to increase your ratings by using these tools. Clear? Yeah? Awesome. Right, so we've spoken a lot about quality and testing. Let's spend a little time on design. Now, as developers, we all care deeply about making our apps look and feel amazing, right? And at the same time, making sure that users are able to sort of engage meaningfully with these apps. Material design is one way to accomplish that. Right? Material design essentially is a new visual design language that we launched now almost 2 years ago. And essentially what it does is it combines the classic principles of good design with the technology and innovations available on Android. More specifically what it does, it gives you a comprehensive guide of how visual, motion, and interaction design should look on good quality apps and deliver a more seamless experience across form factors, whether it's Wear, smartphones, tablets, all of that. And it's good, not just because it makes your apps look great, it's good because it translates into very specific business outcomes that we care about. The first example that you see there is Picnics, now from Indonesia, very popular. Great job, guys. So what they've done is they've embraced material design and they've seen a 5x growth in overall engagement. The next one that you see there is B&H, which is a popular photography-focused shopping app in the US. Similar success. They've seen a 5x growth in in-app orders after implementing material design. So this is a great way of driving and boosting user engagement through good quality design. In case you want to know more and look at more examples of good quality apps that are using material design well, I suggest you make a note of this link. There are lots of examples out there for you to look at and take some inspiration from. All right, let's move on. Veronica touched on this, but I do want to sort of just quickly spend some time on this. As we think about growth, clearly, we expect about 1 billion new users to come online by the end of 2017. And chances are that countries like Indonesia, Brazil, India, and a lot of emerging markets will be at the forefront of that growth. Right? Now, in order to have apps and games that are going to be connecting meaningfully with those users, it's important for us to build apps that work on poor or slow or intermittent networks, that work well offline, that optimize memory usage, data usage, and essentially deliver a better experience to the next wave of internet users who are going to be coming online. It's important for us to make that. Let's take a goal, guys. 10 MB. Now let's look at 10 MB as one benchmark. What can you do to keep your apps less than 10 MB and deliver a quality experience? Throw that challenge to yourself as you think about growth. Yeah? Awesome. So we've built a good quality app, we've tested, we've done all the right things. Let's talk about user acquisition, which I'm sure you all care deeply about. I want to talk to you about a few things that we are doing at Play and Android to improve user acquisition and boost discovery for your content. What we're now trying to do is on Play Store search, I'm sure you know most users discover apps by coming onto Google Play, searching using a variety of terms. For some broad terms like food or shopping or photography, right? The intent of the user may not be very clear. For example, if I go on to Play and I put in the word photography or say food, I could be looking for restaurant apps. I could be looking for apps which give me coupons. I could be looking for recipe apps. It's not very clear, right? So what we're now trying to do is trying to cluster these search results in more meaningful groups so that users are able to actually understand the kind of content available, and developers who were otherwise not available in the search rankings earlier get an opportunity to be part of that experience. We're trying to personalize the browsing experience a lot for users, looking at some intelligent signals that we can pick up using the Android algorithms. And finally, there is an opportunity for you all now to actually create your own branded destination on Play, right? So we launched developer homepages last year, and this is great for anybody who's got more than one app, definitely. Because what you can now do is you can create your own branded destination, your own developer homepage through the developer console, and feature all the apps that you host as part of that. It's a great way to drive cross-promotion of the various content that you own. Right. Now, this thing is something which is extremely, extremely close to my heart. How do we make the Play Store more and more locally relevant for users and in Indonesia? Right? We're working very, very hard to do this over the last few months and quarters. We've actually launched a series of promotions on Google Play in Indonesia. There are a few examples here: the Ramadan Apps Collection, the Ramadan Games Collection, Indonesia Independence Day Collection, and we will continue to do more and more of these initiatives locally so that you all get an opportunity to showcase the good work that you're doing to users in Indonesia, and Indonesian users get an opportunity to be part of the overall play experience in a more meaningful manner. But of course, to get there, you have to make sure that your apps are good quality, your ratings are good, right? A lot of people have asked me about solutions to a very interesting problem they have. Again, show of hands. I'm sure everybody here has apps. That's the reason you guys are here. How many people also have a desktop site or a website? Okay. How many of you have a mobile site? Okay. So good. So there are people who've got multiple destinations, and lots of people have asked me, you know what, we've got these destinations, we've got all these users who are coming to our website or coming to our mobile site. Is there a way we can actually promote our apps to these users in an intelligent way? You can. So by using Google Sign-In on your website or your mobile site, what you can do is drive over-the-air installs. Now how it works is the following. I go on to the Fitbit site in this example, I log in using my Google account, and then Fitbit asks me, hey, you know what, do you want the Fitbit app on your phone? I say yes, and the app magically appears on my phone. So I don't even have to go to Play to download the app. Right? It's a great way to boost organic installs and leverage the traffic that you already have on other destinations. So go ahead and do it in case you have multiple destinations. Chances are that you will see high acceptance rates. We've seen up to 40% accept rates for developers who are using these tools. How many people here are developing content for children, family, kids? Okay, good. A few hands going up. Great. It's good news for you, and it's good news for people like me who've got like a 4-year-old, and I'm always struggling trying to figure out what is the best way to discover safe, good quality content for kids, right? And that's the problem that we've tried to solve using Google Play for Families, which we launched last year.